We all dream of a big walk-in closet, but this is a standard American closet, which is about 5.5 feet long. That's it. One rod and a shelf, which gives you about 5 linear feet of hanging space and 5 feet of shelving and throw stuff on the floor. Today, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways you can design a smaller closet to at least double the space that you've got there, increase the functionality, and improve the way it makes you feel, because you're in and out of your closet twice a day. I was a closet designer for California Closets, so I've done a million wall closets, and that's what this is. It's a wall closet. You cannot walk in. It is the most efficient use of space, because when you have a walk-in, you have that aisle where you can walk, and that's it. That's the only thing it can do. When you have a wall closet, that space in front of it can be used as a walkway to the bed or for the room itself. Another advantage of wall closets is if you are, like me, what's called object permanence issues. If you can't see it, you don't know you own it. So you go to look for that black purse, you can't find it. You go buy another one. The minute you do, you find that black purse. Wall closets give you the view of everything all at once if you do the doors right. So that is an advantage to a door where you close everything behind when you have those kind of issues. Just something to consider. The first thing you want to think about when you're designing a closet is what kind of stuff you have. So if it's a boy or a girl, I would think about the amount of hanging differently, or the types of hanging that they have differently. Unless they tell me otherwise and they have specific things, like they hang their pants by the cuff, and so they're longer, so they would have a lot of mid-range, 45 inches or so length. But you want to do an inventory of what you have first. So in a closet like this, the easiest way to get more space is to double the hanging. And that's just where you have 2 rods. So we've got an 8-foot ceiling. When I worked for California Closets, we'd do 42 and 84. Those were the rod heights. And that would give you 42 inches for double hanging for separate lengths, and you could double it up. So if we did that here, we'd turn that 5.5 feet into 11 feet of hanging space. That's a win right there. If you had only double hanging length, boom, done. That would be fantastic. When you're designing a closet, you want to be mindful of what's called the return walls. That's these walls that come back, that return back this way. Now we've got some bifold doors here. And what happens is with the stack back, or the doors open, I'm losing about 7 inches of visual access to that back corner. Plus the return wall, which is just about 8 inches or so on each side. So right there, I can't see about 17 inches into that closet. That's why sometimes bigger doors, if you have the room for the door swing, are a better option, or sliders where you can see one side or the other. The thing to consider with sliders is that if you wanted to do shelves or drawers in here, which we often did, you want to be mindful of where the doors meet. So if I had a set of sliders here, I wouldn't want to have a bank of drawers right in the middle here, because the doors would meet right here and I wouldn't be able to open them. Same thing again with the return wall over here. I don't want to put drawers or shelves way in this corner here, because this wall gets in the way and I can't fully extend them. So you need to consider what kind of doors you're going to put on the closet in order to access it. That's why big swinging doors are always my favorite, because they just give you one big wide open hole that you can work with. Once you've figured out where your hanging's going to go, because that's the most important thing, you can put folded clothes elsewhere. You can't put hanging clothes anywhere else but on a rod. So you need to accommodate that stuff first. Once you've got all that planned out, you've got your double hanging, you have maybe your medium length, which is 45 inches, or if you wanted long hanging, like maxi length, that would be like 60 inches or so, depending on your height. Make sure you measure your stuff. Let's say we do a double hanging section on one side over here, with the long hanging here, double hanging here, and some shelves in between. That would look like,
let's say double hanging, a long hanging rod with 2 shelves, top shelf.
We've got a long hanging section over here. That's going to give us some room from 60 inches up to the top shelf is usually at 84. A couple of shoe shelves, a couple of bags up there, folded clothes. Then we have all this space in the middle. We could do shelves and maybe some drawers below. And with the depth, usually a closet is going to be, let's see what this one is actually 26. All you need is 22 for hangers. You know, most wooden hangers are 19 inches. 24 is better because then you have big bulky coats, that kind of thing. The other thing that's nice is we have these return walls. So if I have clothes hanging here, I can do hooks or whatever on this side, belts, all that kind of stuff there. The thing you want to be most mindful of is getting access to the corners. We all know when you have that, this is loaded up with clothes and I'm trying to reach that last item that's up against the wall there. All of that's in my way. So the better access is hanging because you can always take a hanger and slide it over here. If you have shelves into this corner here, it's much more difficult to get in there and see past this. So when I was a closet designer, we would like to do hanging on either side. So maybe double hanging rod over here, a single longer rod here with some shelves up above, and then shelves and some drawers below, a hamper, whatever the client might need. If we did something like that, let's say 30 inches of double hanging, that's 5 feet. Another 30 inches over here for long hanging. Now we're at 7.5. We've got some linear shelves. You add all of that up, it's a hell of a lot more than a 5-foot shelf and the floor to store stuff. So when you plan your closets well, you have to buy less furniture. You have to fill up small rooms less. That's one option. Now, if you are in an older home, what I used to find a lot on the North Shore in Long Island, these little old Hansel and Gretel houses, they'd have these tiny closets and they'd have these huge return walls. So this wall would come out really deep. And so this would be almost impossible to get into this corner here. If you've got really deep return walls, if these are really deep, say like 24 inches or more, and if you do the rods this way and the shelves here, so what that looks like is a small walk-in. So you've got one wall that's got 2 rods, 24 inches. That's this wall here. Then you've got this back wall, so this and this are the hanging on both sides, and this could be shelves or drawers here. And then over here on this wall, you'd have another section. You could do a long hanging. Turn the rods sideways, so the rods will run this way. So if I double hung right there, I'd have 4 feet of hanging space. If I did it over here, I'd have another 4 feet, which means when I step in, I would only have to reach that. And then you do shelves in front of here so you can step in and still get to that corner back there. It's a nice solution when the return walls make it almost impossible to use those corners. Spend some time thinking about your closet design because it can help alleviate how much furniture you have to buy, how much room is taken up in the bedroom itself in order to store stuff. And you can see everything and it's nice and organized and beautiful. I did a video about the closet we did over in the pool house that's got lots of the bells and whistles, the drawers with self-closing, the valet rod, so it's heaven. Lay out your outfits. Do I want to wear this? Kids in a mudroom for backpacks. I highly recommend you get them and put them everywhere you can. Take a look, I'll link it in the description. Get out there, look at what you have. Look for opportunities to maximize the height. Even if you're short, you can have a little step stool here and have double hanging in order to maximize the space in your room. A well-designed closet is a great part of a morning and evening routine. It gets you organized. When everything is where you can see it, you're not scrambling to find stuff. It is a calming part of your life. So spend some time thinking about your closet design. It's really important. If you want to see how to do a walk-in and what not to do, I've got another video, so you can check that out as well. Thanks so much for watching. And that's the end of that.